We've got a fantastic guest joining us now. He's Dave Decamp. He's news editor at antiwar.com, which is a very important resource, actually, for our channel when we're doing our investigative journalism. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Thanks, Russell. Thanks for having me on.
Mate, you said that you were interested in the story that former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said that the US blocked his efforts of mediating peace between Russia and Ukraine. It's a story you reported on that hasn't been picked up much. Why is that? Do you think that there was a potential peace that has been blocked, and what would be the reasons for that, mate?
Yeah, so this is a pretty huge story. So Naftali Bennett, he was the Prime Minister of Israel when war first broke out, when Russia first invaded, and he took his role to be a mediator, and he actually went and visited Putin on March 4th. So that's less than a week after, the invasion, and things really, were heating up. And in this interview that he just posted on his YouTube channel over the weekend, he really detailed his mediation efforts. And he said he met with Putin on March 4th. He called Zelensky right away. He was talking to them back and forth. And he said he coordinated the entire thing with the US, the UK, the German, and the French. And he said there was real will on both Putin's side and Zelensky's side to reach a ceasefire. He said he got major concessions out of them. Putin dropped his demand of the denazification of Ukraine, which he defined as removing, basically regime change, removing Zelensky. And he said Putin also dropped the demand of demilitarization. On Zelensky's side, he said that he renounced trying to join NATO, which this is Bennett, former Israeli Prime Minister, explained was the reason for the Russian invasion, was how close Ukraine was to NATO. But Bennett said, again, he coordinated this with all these Western countries, and he told the interviewer that there was a decision among the Western countries that they wanted to keep striking Putin, how he put it. This is translation from Hebrew. And he said, he was asked, did they block the talks? And he said, yes, they blocked my efforts. And that wasn't the last attempt at peace between Russia and Ukraine. Again, this is March 2022. Fast forward a few weeks, Russian and Ukrainian officials met in Istanbul, and they came close to a deal, according to a lot of reports. And then a few weeks later, Boris Johnson visited Kiev, and according to his own office, he urged Zelensky not to negotiate. Reporting in Ukrainian media, Ukrainska Pravda, said that he said, even if you're ready to sign a deal with Putin, we are not. And he was speaking for the collective West. So they stopped this war. They stopped the negotiations. They wanted to continue the war. Turkey, the host of those Istanbul talks, said that they thought the war was going to end, but some of their NATO partners wanted to continue the war to weaken Russia. And then just a few days later, again, this is April 2022, Lloyd Austin, the Secretary of Defense, former Raytheon board member, came out and said, we want to weaken Russia in Ukraine. So it's just more evidence that the U.S. and its allies blocked negotiations at the beginning of the war and wanted this thing to continue.
Stay free with Russell Brand. See it first on Rumble.